Most people think stretching is the golden ticket to staying flexible as they age. You've probably seen it 100 times: people bending forward, twisting into impossible shapes, holding positions that feel right because someone on Instagram said so. But here is the truth that almost no one talks about after 40. Traditional stretching, especially the kind that emphasizes long static holds, can actually do more harm than good. Your muscles, tendons, and joints change over time. They don't respond the same way they did at 20 or 30. In fact, holding a deep stretch for too long can overstretch connective tissue, irritate joints, and even reduce your functional strength. So what should you do instead? The key is not to chase flexibility for flexibility's sake, but to focus on mobility and strength through movement. This is about controlled motion, stability, and improving your body's range of motion without compromising the joints. Think of your muscles not just as elastic bands to pull and tug, but as engines that need to work through space. True mobility comes when your body learns to move actively through its full range, not passively hanging in a position. Let us take the hips, for example. After 40, hip tightness is a silent killer of movement quality. Sitting all day makes the hip flexors short and stiff. Old school stretching tells you to lunge forward and hold. That is fine occasionally, but static holds don't build control. Instead, try dynamic hip openers, leg swings, controlled lunges, or world's greatest stretch, flows. Move your hips through the motion, pause for a breath, and feel the muscles activate. This strengthens the supporting muscles while increasing your range of motion, rather than just passively stretching them into weakness. The shoulders are another area where traditional stretching can backfire. Many over 40 adults feel the urge to do deep behind the back or extreme overhead stretches. The problem? Shoulder joints are complex and ligaments lose elasticity over time. Pushing too far can irritate tendons or the rotator cuff. The better approach is active shoulder mobility, controlled arm circles, banded shoulder rotations, and reaching movements where the muscles are actively supporting the joint. You're building both strength and movement quality, something static stretches cannot achieve. Here is where it gets interesting: you don't even need fancy equipment. After 40, your body craves movement intelligence more than flexibility theater. This means learning to move in ways that mimic real-life demands, bending, reaching, twisting, and squatting, without relying on passive stretches that pull the tissues into vulnerable positions. Movements like bodyweight squats, hip hinges, cat-cow flows for the spine, and controlled rotational twists not only improve mobility but reinforce the body's capacity to handle daily life. You're training for real function, not for Instagram. And yes, core activation matters. Many people assume stretching alone will loosen their back. The truth is, spinal stability comes from an engaged core. After 40, simply hanging forward in a hamstring stretch can pull on the spine in ways that feel good temporarily but create instability long-term. Instead, focus on spinal mobilization with core-controlled gentle cat-cow sequences, bird-dog variations, or thoracic rotations. These movements improve thoracic mobility while keeping your lumbar spine safe and supported. You might be thinking, so I just stopped stretching altogether? Absolutely not, but the type of stretching shifts from static endurance holds to controlled, active, and movement-based mobility drills. This approach keeps your muscles elastic, joints safe, and overall movement quality high. And here is the part people often overlook: these movements also prepare you for strength training. After 40, your muscles and connective tissues respond best when they are warm, active, and engaged, not passive and lengthened. Dynamic mobility before lifting or everyday activities reduces injury risk, enhances performance, and makes your muscles work smarter. Let us consider the hamstrings, a classic area of tightness. Old advice says sit and reach, hold for 30-60 seconds. Post 40, this can overstretch the tendon attachments. Instead, use dynamic hamstring drills, leg swings, glute bridges, and walking toe touches with control. You're warming the muscle, activating surrounding tissues, and improving length without compromising joint integrity. An added bonus of this method is neuromuscular reinforcement. Your brain learns new movement patterns, retrains the stabilizers, and coordinates muscle groups efficiently. This is crucial after 40 because your reaction time slows and coordination diminishes slightly if neglected. Active mobility drills retrain the body in a way that static stretching cannot. You may have heard of active isolated stretching or dynamic stretching. These are exactly what your body needs after 40. They combine movement, engagement, and gentle hold without forcing a position. It is stretching with intention and intelligence. You're training flexibility through control, not surrender. And don't forget the hips to ankles chain. Ankle mobility is often neglected but critical for balance and knee health. Instead of traditional seated calf stretches, try ankle dorsiflexion drills, knee to wall movements, slow calf raises, and controlled foot circles. This not only lengthens the muscles but strengthens tendons, ligaments, and the stabilizing muscles around the ankle, reducing the risk of sprains and improving gait efficiency. Here is a tip many missed: incorporate mobility into your daily routine, not just a single stretching session. Morning, evening, or even during work breaks, short movement bursts keep tissues warm, maintain range, and reinforce neural patterns. Think mini flows instead of prolonged holds. 5-10 minutes multiple times a day can outperform a single 30-minute stretch session. And here is the kicker most people don't realize: by moving in this controlled, functional way, you may actually gain flexibility faster than static stretching ever delivered. The body adapts more readily to movements it can control than positions it passively accepts. Strength plus mobility equals sustainable flexibility after 40, without risking joint pain or overstretched ligaments. So, what does a sample sequence look like? Start with gentle spinal rotations to wake up your torso. Add controlled hip openers like lunges with a twist. Include shoulder activations with arm circles or banded rotations. Finish with ankle and hamstring movements using dynamic drills. Each movement flows into the next, never held for long periods, always controlled, always supported. This is mobility the smart way. Stop thinking about flexibility as something you stretch into. Think about it as something you move into. Controlled, mindful, functional movement is your new stretching mantra after 40. Your body will thank you for focusing on strength through range of motion rather than chasing extreme positions that compromise joints. Remember, your goal isn't to impress anyone with how far you can fold. Your goal is to stay active, capable, and pain-free for decades to come. This method protects your joints, strengthens your muscles, improves balance, and enhances your day-to-day function. You might even notice an unexpected side effect: your posture improves, your energy levels rise, and daily movements, lifting, bending, reaching, feel effortless. You're not just moving better, you're moving smarter. So next time you feel the urge to stretch it out, in the traditional sense, stop, pause, ask yourself, am I building strength, stability, and controlled mobility, or just hanging in a vulnerable position? After 40, your time and effort are precious. Invest in movements that make you stronger, safer, and more resilient. Because here is the bottom line: aging doesn't have to mean stiffness, aches, or decreased function. It means adapting training intelligently and moving with purpose. Shift from passive stretching to active, controlled mobility, and you'll not only feel younger, you'll move like it too. And the best part, you can start right now. Stand tall, engage your core, move your joints through full range with control, and feel the difference. It is simple, effective, and exactly what your body needs after 40. The era of mindless stretching is over. This is a movement for life.